Hello there, Ben Bowers, the Spirit Specialist, and I am here today to talk to you about, let me get the bottle from here, Manly Spirits Lilly Pilly Pink Gin, which sounds very fancy indeed. So this is part of our continuing series of videos about the Manly Spirits range in honour of Australia Day, which at the time of recording is next week on 26th of January. If you're interested about the history behind Manly Spirits, it's probably best to look at the Coastal Citrus Gin, which was the first video that I did. Gives you a bit more of an in-depth information about the history of the distillery itself and Vanessa and David who set it up. But this is another one of their gin range. They've got quite a few gins in their selection. And Lilly Pilly is quite interesting because outside of Australia, you may not have come across Lilly Pilly unless you're kind of a serious gardener. It's actually a berry that's native to Australia. That is an evergreen tree that is part of the myrtle family. They're also known as actually monkey apples and Australian cherries, and they do have a sort of cherry element to them. They're kind of described as sweet-tart, so there is a sweetness, but they're more tarty. You can eat them directly off the tree itself, but they do have quite a sharp, almost sour edge to it, so they tend to get used with sweeteners in terms of cooking. So what Manly Spirits are doing is using that along with actually edible flowers that they kind of find around the coast to give it a natural colouring. So if I get the bottle again and make sure I pick the right bottle up, quite a distinctive pink colour on it. This is all natural as well. There is no colouring added to this. And while I'm here, I might as well reach for my little sample bottle as well. But in the botanicals, there's 12 botanicals in this gin. We've got Lilly Pilly, something called raspberry, which I think is a red berry. There are native limes, there's raspberry, there's blood orange. I've got a list down here, that's why I'm looking this way, because I'll never remember it. Blood orange, coriander, angelica, orris, juniper, obviously because it's a gin, rosella, sea fig, and nasturtiums as well. So it is bottled at 40%. Let me just double check because I always have to doubt myself. It's 40%, and you'll see I've got the neck tag on here. Normal full price is $42.99. At the time of recording, I've actually got it on deal down to $37.99, but we're looking at about the £40, 43-ish price point. So no sugar is used in this at all. They are not using any sugar to sweeten it down. So to offset that tartness of the Lilly Pillies, it's the other, like the blood orange and the raspberries that are in there. But I'm expecting this to be more on the kind of red berry, but kind of sharper red berry side. So let's see if I can give you an indication of what we're looking at. So on the nose, lovely red berry fruitiness, but it's not too sharp actually. It's quite sweet. There's a sweetness on there that I almost would have said actually they may well have added some sugar, but according to them, zero sugar has been used on this. It is very raspberry-ish, but I've had a couple of raspberry gins before where the raspberry's actually been quite sour, and this doesn't have that element on there, particularly on the nose. There's a lovely light, almost, it's like icing sugar sweetness on it, along with raspberries, a little bit of cherry on there. Really pleasant. The juniper's starting to come through now. A little bit of salt on there as well, a little bit of sea salt. Oh, it's really lovely. It's a lovely, fragrant, fresh, kind of summery nose on there. Absolutely beautiful. Nose is like it's going to taste quite sweet as well, but let's see how we go. And on the palate, it's not quite as sweet as it smells like it's going to be. It's quite fragrant. There's a lovely floral edge to this, kind of like honeysuckle type of very floral, almost fragrant, but not herby, not sour. It's lovely and light and refreshing. Now the Coastal Citrus is not too dissimilar to this in terms of the body. There's a lovely creaminess on this. Again, that icing sugar comes through, and the Coastal Citrus like this is quite delicate, so it will get overpowered by quite strong tonics. But if you were having this in a cocktail and you had, it was quite gin forward, you would get a lovely sweetness to this as well. I really like this. I think this is fantastic neat. And to be honest, I'd be reluctant to put mixer with it. I think out the freezer, out the fridge with a lot of ice to keep it chilled, it's going to drink really well as an aperitif almost. I love that berry note on it. It's really well balanced. I'm loving that kind of raspberry, strawberries coming through there. There is a cherry, but it's a sweet cherryness. There's icing sugar. There's a bit of meringue. There's like a creamy mouth texture. Brilliant spring, summer gin. It absolutely is fantastic. Looks beautiful. I love the colour on it. Wow, this is so good. I'm really impressed with this. So if you're looking for, and there's a bit of spice coming through as well. There's almost like a, you know, like rhubarb and ginger's got that, like some good rhubarb and ginger gins, because there's not many good ones out there. There's like a slight spiciness, which is almost like ginger, cinnamon spiciness coming through right at the end. I love this. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's incredibly well balanced. Like I say, it's not punch you in the face. It's delicate, but there's this lovely berry, like summer berry feel to it. Very much a spring summer. If you're looking for a flavoured gin and you like kind of raspberry, strawberry, that sort of fruits, but you want a flavoured gin that's not a gin liqueur, honestly, I think this is going to absolutely knock your socks off. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. You can buy it through our website, www.spiritspecialist.com. You can have nationwide UK delivery. We're not doing Europe and America just yet because of Brexit and all this nonsense. You can do click and collect. Come and visit our store in East Yorkshire. We're on a lockdown at the moment because of the pandemic, but we are still trading. And if you want to come in and stay safe and keep your distance and everything like that, but you want to collect a bottle and you want to see what else we've got, you're more than welcome. We have masks, we have hand lotion, hand gel, sanitizer, all of that lot. But I really do recommend this. So, Manly Spirits, Lilly Pilly Pink Gin, beautiful bottle, beautiful colour, beautiful gin. Can't rate it highly enough, because if I didn't think it was any good, I wouldn't be selling it. So yes, that's me done. I shall see you at the next video. Cheers.